I'm going to stack these notes that we have here, these ingredients. I'm going to use letters. I'm not using standard notation. You don't need to read music because I think this makes it really easy for you to get your head into. So if we look at the key of C major again, we go C, D, E, F, G, A, B. We can not only just think of them as those letter names, those scale degrees, we can also think of them as root notes for our chords. And I'm just going to write the Roman numeral underneath there with the tonality built in. We use uppercase for major sounds, lowercase with dots there for minor sounds, and then we've got this degree symbol here that tells us that this is B diminished. This actually ties into another lesson in the book. So the thing is, these guys here, these are all root notes. The way that triads work, we have a root, we have a third, and we have a fifth. So that's what we're looking at here. I'm going to put this circle of thirds back in here. C, E, G, B, D, F, A. And the way I remember it is, every good band deserves fans and cash. When I saw that, I realised that was an easier way for me to read notes on the stave. If I start on this note here, this is the root note for chord 1. Not only does it tell you what the full chord is, up to the 13th expression, it's going to show you, look, there's the root, third and fifth for chord 1. So root, third and fifth. The distance between C and E is a major third, and that's what defines the tonality of the chord. Major chords, they have, funnily enough, a major third. Minor chords, they have a minor third. So we've got that going on there, but we also get another third here. Look, you can see it. This is the same expression. This is another way of looking at the triad. We're jumping over there with the triads, but here we're stacking it so that you can see it. And you think about it, this is the lowest sound going up. Low, middle, high. For the major third, I'm going to use this symbol here. There's some pedants that talk about it being used just for major 7 chords and major 9s and stuff like that. But I just use it to denote major. It's just shorthand. That's all it is. And that's what music theory should be. I use a minus symbol here for a minor. So in between C and E, the third that we get is a major third. And I can actually put that in here. So if I put major there, going between that C to that E, you can see that's what's going on there. But I want you to see how beautiful this works with major and minor triads. It really is spectacular. With major triads, in between the root and the third, we've got a major third. But in between the third and the fifth, it is always a minor third. So we get this stack. So we go a major third and then a minor third to get to the fifth. It's organised that way. It's wonderful. The next chord we're going to come along to is going to be this D. And I should just say, because this is major here, I don't need to change this here. I know that this is going to be C major. This one here. So let's go here. I'm going to go over to this one. I know this is my root note for the 2 chord. So I'll just put 2 there. So that's my root for my 2 chord. That's the third for my 2 chord. That's the fifth for my 2 chord. I'll put them there. D, F, A. Deserves fans and. Cash every good. Deserves fans and. Whatever mnemonic you want to come up with until you don't need the mnemonic. That's up to you. The cool thing is, with this one, D to an F, it's a minor third. You can memorize this. We've got this minor third here. Then if we go from the F to the A, this is always going to be a major third. And that gives me a D minor chord. So these are the first 2 chords. We stack these scale degrees to make the triads. They're just notes from the scale. You can see we've got the root, the third, and the fifth in a row there like this. It's always going to stack the same way. Root, third, fifth. We're going to go in between there, major, minor. And that's going to be how major stacks. Root, flat third, that's going to be minor, fifth, and then we're going to get that major on there. And that's the way you can remember it. Let's go back to that chord 1. I can put that information in here because it goes major, and then in between E and G, we've got a minor third. So I'll put that in there just to help us along the way. D to the F is going to be minor. F to the A is going to give me major. So this is telling me the distance in between these here, in between this and this. Let's move on to the next one. E, every good band. This is chord 3. E, every good band. E, the most Yorkshire of all the notes and all the chords. Whenever I say E, I think that's how a Yorkshireman says, oh, E by gum. I know that E to G is a minor third, then this is going to be a minor chord as well. So we get E minor. I'm going to work through these quickly. This is going to be chord 4. We're going to put this here. This is chord 4. So the cycle, not only does it tell us the notes in the full expression of the chord, you can see here it's telling us where we start and where we build off cycles. F, A, C, fans and cash. The Roman numeral spelling is already telling me because it's uppercase, I know it's major. So that's a double little confirmation. If we go from the F to the A, that's going to be major. A to the C, that's going to be minor. Let's put that in. And we can confirm that. It's already populated that information there. But A to the C is going to be minus. I'll do those in red, actually. F, A, C. There's my triad. And I can see that it's got a major third there. So that's just going to be an F chord. Look, the first 4 chords are revealing themselves to me. G, going from the G, this is going to be chord 5. So there's chord 5 there. G, B, D. Good, band deserves. So we go G, B, D. The tonality is already spelt out in the Roman numeral. We can see that it's major. So we're going to put that on there. Major, minor. It's always super useful for us to be able to understand it from this. That's the framework. If we apply notes to it, in alphabet form, then we can see them there. And it doesn't have to be C major, it could be any key. It's always going to be the same. You just add your sharps and flats from the key to the alphabet letters. So we're on chord 6 now. Where's the A? There's the A. 6 is there. Oh, hang on, I didn't finish off G. Come on, Ricky. G, B, and then we'll put this minus here. So you can see it's just this cycle of different thirds. It's not all major thirds and it's not all minor thirds. There's a mix. Now we can move on. A, C, E. Well, look, it's already filled out for me. A, C, E, and cash every. A to C, going to be minor. C to E. Look, we can actually use part of the other chords if we get stuck and we want to just cross-reference and clarify, because it's good to confirm stuff sometimes. That's major. But you can see it's already been spelt out there for us in this cycle of thirds here. That's A minor. Let's put the name of the chord there. Now we've got a tricky one. And actually, because we've spelt everything out, we can see that this B here is going to be chord 7, which is diminished. It's got this little circle here that denotes diminished. And if we look, we go root, third, fifth of that diminished triad. We can see we've got a minor third followed by another minor third. So this changes the rule ever so slightly. We get a root, flat third, but we also get a flat fifth. If you imagine it, pulling that fifth back a fret, then it would be flattened. It's important to know if you play blues. So there you get 2 minor thirds that stack upon top of each other. So B, D, F, minor and minor. So hopefully you can see that this explains the tonality of the chords that we get in the major key there. That's brilliant. It's super, super useful. But these are just triads. These aren't the full expression of the chord. Remember, the full expression of the chord was this. Root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th and 13th. We've only got 3 notes. We've got another 4 to go at. How do we do that? Let's do this in a more logical way. Let me just fill that in there. If you remember the lesson that I did a while ago, I called it the Rosetta Stone. And I talked to you about how these things are synonyms. When we're in the key of C major, we're thinking that the chord is C major. But we can also think of it as chord 1. So there's 2 ways that we can think of it. If you want to think about the structure, then you can come down here and think about how the thirds are stacked. That's another level of understanding. So the way I think of it is there are synonyms, and this is what I go on about, synonyms. So for chord 1, what we can do, and don't let this scare you because I'm going to say the word, modes. We can think of modes. So this, as well as being major, it's also known as Ionian. Chord 1 and Ionian are the same thing. Chord 2 is Dorian. Then the next one we get is Phrygian. Next is Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. Now we've got the synonyms for this. Hey up guys, if you'd like to support my work on YouTube, then please consider purchasing a copy of my book. The book is a compilation of PDFs from all the aha and lightbulb moment lessons that you can find here on my YouTube channel, but all in one convenient place. It's available in 3 formats, a spiral bound copy, a paperback, but if you prefer an ebook for instant download, then you can grab that by clicking the link in this video or going to rickysguitar.com/store to grab your copy.